Welcome to the SYRAS video guides. This guide is the second step, which is how to import your data and manage projects. So let's just get logged in, presuming you've watched the previous video on user account management. The first thing you need to do is to create a project. So a project in SYRAS is really a container for your article sets. It'll make more sense when you, if you have multiple phases in your review. If you don't, then a project is just your review. Let's call this one phase 1 review. When you open the project, it becomes active, and you have a home link at the top here that you can easily go back to. The project management screen shows your active project, and what we're going to focus on in this guide is the document management section. As you can see, a new project has no references imported and has no duplicates, of course. We'll get down to these, the screening process management, a bit later on. So the first thing you need to do is to import some articles. Now, we are assuming at this point that you have already done your journal database search and you found your articles already. A future version of SYRAS may have integration with some of the journal databases, but that's currently not in the current version. So the first thing you would need to do is choose the kind of file that you've exported, and there's a few different kinds. They all have their quirks. Let's have a look at a very simple example, 20 articles in RIS format. For now, I'm going to turn off deduplication. That'll be covered in a later guide. It gets a bit complicated. So we can just switch that off here. Now, I'm going to tell the system that this is an RIS file, which makes things a lot easier for it, and simply upload that into the system. 20 articles uploads very quickly. Larger bodies take a little while to process. The system always tells you what it's just done in these little pop-up boxes at the top, these little notifications. So you can see here that 20 articles were found in the import file and everything went okay. Now you need to keep an eye on this section up here because sometimes there are problems. You get all sorts of strange things happening in these export files. And it will notify you if anything couldn't be read or couldn't be understood, or what any glitches that there were in there. You can see now that the document management section is listing 20 references. It's quite happy about that. And if this was 2,000 references, then you're ready to go. You can see what's happened below here in the screening process management section. There is an all articles set that has been generated for you with 20 articles in it. Now, I'll get into this into more detail, but at the moment, if you're doing a simple project, that's all you need to do. You have a single article set that represents your entire corpus. That's the simplest way of operating the system. Now, of course, there are other types of files out there. Let's have a look at another couple of examples. For example, let's have a look at importing some XML. What I'm going to show you here is importing multiple journal exports, say from different journals. So here's something from PubMed, and we can import that in. I'm actually going to replace all my project data because that was a different project. Turn off the deduplication again. This may take a little bit longer because it's a larger import. So here we go, we have 457 articles found in that file, and now we've got 457 references. Okay, that's great. Now we want to add the second one, which was this psychinfo, 2 megs. And we'll tell that again that it's EndNote.xml. And I'll just quickly turn off the dedupe so that it doesn't confuse you. And we'll upload that as well. Again, this takes a few seconds. Another 421 articles were found there, and now we've got 878 references. And you can see here that the all articles set has now got 878, and if that's your lot, then you can open that set and you can begin screening. I already mentioned this earlier. If you make a mistake and something goes wrong and you've imported the wrong file, you may get your import files mixed up. It happens. What you can do is you can start again. You can select the file you want and you can replace all project data. What that does is just erases everything in the project and begins again. So it's quite straightforward. We're now down to 457 references again, so you can always clean up. Worst case scenario, you can go to the projects section and you can delete the whole project and start again, or create a new project and start again. So there's no real worry there about losing your work if you make a mistake. The only other interesting feature here is the randomization feature. So let's do that again. Let's import the second half of this this review, and we'll click Randomize Article Order. And what that does is it shuffles the article, the references that were in those import files. This may help you with randomization, just to make sure that there's no bias in the order that the journal exported its own references. So once we've uploaded that, those will get shuffled around. Now they only get shuffled once and they get stored in the SYRAS database in that order. They don't get shuffled every time you present them, so they are statically indexed. Okay, well that's most of the import features. In the next section we'll talk about deduplication, which obviously gets a bit more hard work. Thank you.